You're watching Daybreak. In case you just joined us, here's a quick reminder. You can watch the show on the go by joining our Facebook and YouTube live streams. And of course, you can follow us across our social media platforms. To keep up with all the contents, take a look at our website, also trusttv.com, to find the full package of this and many other shows, as well as news and documentaries that may interest you. Speaking of interest, let's talk about one particular development this past week that grabbed the attention of most Nigerians, and that is with regards to the ongoing saga between Nigeria's chief anti-corruption institution, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, and the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. We saw some dramatic scenes. In fact, let's show you the pictures again in case you missed it, even though I don't think there's anybody in Nigeria that missed what happened in Abuja Zone 4 when operatives of the EFCC, I beg your pardon, reportedly laid siege to the residence of the former governor in an attempt to prosecute him in connection with a money laundering charge, as well as other cases while he was still governor of Kogi State. And then we saw the incumbent governor drive in and quote-unquote rescued him, according to some reports, whisking him away. But this has obviously left a very bad taste in the mouth of many Nigerians who are quite perplexed with how this development has turned out. So, let's speak on the issues. Where do you stand on what's going on right now? There are a lot of people who are giving the EFCC the bashing, saying that this is high-handedness, this is a political witch hunt. And there's some who are also saying, well, if the man is not guilty, why is he acting like a guilty person? Why is he trying to run away from the authorities? We understand that his security details have been stripped. In fact, some of them are right now under a reprimand, according to the Nigerian police. He has been put on a watch list. He has been put on a most wanted list. All of this has rather left a lot of people talking about our fight against corruption. So let's speak on this EFCC Yahaya Bello saga. What is your take on it, especially with regards to the fight against corruption in Nigeria? Give us a call this morning and let's have your say on this one. Summaya, your 2 cents.
It's really disheartening. But then when I hear people trying to defend, Yahaya Bello saying the EFCC is just going on a witch hunt, I always say this is the same story we hear every day. You know, when the anti-graft agency come for people will just assume it's just has
politically
to be
motivated.
Yeah, it is vindictive. It's not because that person did that. But then one thing I want Nigerians to know, Abdullahi, is the fact that if you leave an office in the country, then there is supposed to be an investigation to follow up to make sure that everything that you said you did, you really did, and to make sure that they secure the money, of the nation, which is the most important thing. It's not just that, it's all about just one person.
The courts
the EFCC go through everybody, and then the person that is most alarming, they start with that person.
Yeah, but also, Yahaya Bello is not the only former governor that is currently answering questions with the EFCC.
Yeah.
And the drama with all the other governors has not been in this particular manner. The former Kwara State governor, former governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, who was intercepted at the airport after his departure from office, as well as a host of other governors who have still been, are still currently facing prosecution from the EFCC. There's so many of them from the system that are still trying to get rid of the EFCC investigation on them. So the courts have also been dragged into the conversation. You know, that state high court that granted the stay of execution to the EFCC with regards to arresting or investigating him. Then EFCC went to its own court also to get the arrest warrant to put him in cuffs and basically carry on the investigation. So all of that has really made a mess of the entire system where, people can easily just do things like this, for instance. And there's some legal experts say that, this is unnecessary.
It is unnecessary.
Don't they know where Yahaya Bello is? Why put him on a wanted, poster like that? This is kind of like presupposing that he's already seen as guilty before any prosecution, before any trial, before he even steps in the court. So there's that presumption that is, poisoning the minds of Nigerians.
The court's involvement in all of this created this, because it became a show of power. Everybody is trying to show that I am powerful, from Yahaya Bello and also the EFCC. And I think that at this point, there should be no nobody should just come in between the EFCC and a person that is suspected to it's just an allegation. I mean, he has the right to go out there and defend himself with
so far, based on the philosophy of our judicial system, he's innocent until proven guilty. However, he also has the prerogative as well as the responsibility to come clean and answer the authorities. I'm afraid some of you that are waiting for the numbers, the number will be up in a few seconds. Give us a call. Let's have your take on this particular issue. What do you make of the drama that Nigerians witnessed this past week with regards to the investigations into the allegations of money laundering linked to the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, aka the White Lion himself, who
actually gave him that name, the White Lion?
I think he gave it to himself. Yeah, but I recently became aware of the tag White Lion. So give us a call. Let's have your take on it. We'd love to get your own insight. You can see some of the operatives there when they laid siege to the house, and also, the governor drove in. You can see some of the Kogi State political power players there coming in to the rescue of their former principal or their political leader.
Honestly, this thing that just happened, it's not about solidarity. I mean, at the end of the day, your loyalty should not be to a person, but to your country. So when someone is under allegations, it shouldn't be everybody running to save that person. What should be done is for you to encourage that person to go and clarify all of these allegations. It doesn't make sense when the government is trying to fight and push for a clean system that has rid corruption, but then everybody seems to be supporting corruption one way or another. I mean, this is undermining the EFCC's power. Yes, and it doesn't even make sense at all. So let's hear your take.
Yeah, but there's also the element of concerns about a political witch hunt. Some people are saying there's a connection with regards to his position on the APC's zoning formula in the lead up to the 2023 elections. This was the moment the governor's convoy was leaving the residence. Reportedly, we have the former governor in that vehicle. We have our first caller on the segment. Let's speak to our first caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Interactive on Daybreak. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Sarkin Wasa from Lokoja.
Sarkin Wasa from Lokoja. I'm so happy that someone from Kogi State is actually calling in. What is your take on this one?
Well, our former governor, to me, I felt placing him unwanted should be something that should come after both of them has gone to court. Since they both went to court to have a restricting order from arresting him. And if peradventure the court has given both of them restricting orders from arresting him, I don't see why placing him unwanted should come at first. And certainly,
go ahead.
They both has the right to attorney.
Yeah, and do you think this is? Some people are saying it's a witch hunt. Do you think this is what's going on?
The way the EFCC is playing it out, I felt there's a witch hunt in what they are doing. In the sense that sometimes you allow people to present themselves and you present the document you have to get that person behind bars. But if you don't have such evidence yet, because I've seen before now, issues before EFCC, they might not have the substantive evidence to nab people, but they will just get you and toy with your name. And such thing is not working in ID society. You must have a substantial evidence.
And
that gives you that legitimate right to place people unwanted or tarnishing people's image before public.
As a core guide, how does this make you feel?
To me, I don't feel anything bad. It's a normal thing in Nigerian politics. once you're out of office, you must have something to answer for. I believe certainly there must be something close to whatever EFCC is looking for from the governor. But there are procedure in which something.
Oh goodness!
All right, I think we lost that call. When he said Nigerian politics, I don't think it's politics. It is normal when you're leaving an office to be investigated. And of course, I'm sure that the EFCC had sent an invitation and he refused to, to go to that invitation. Okay, we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your name and location, please.
My name is Mustafa. I'm calling from Kaduna.
Mustafa, it's good to have you. Go ahead.
Yes, please. Okay. Yeah, in the case of Yahaya Bello and EFCC Saga, it's highly unfortunate in Nigeria that most times, most of our legal system and some of the procedure are so disturbing. There are a lot of dubiosity in the process. You understand?
How so?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. You see, one of the issues that the act of governance in Nigeria has been so ridicule that at the end of the day, most leadership in the hierarchy of political position that tends to be untouchable during in office and after the office.
Yeah, based on the constitution, the governors are untouchable until after they leave.
Yeah, because of the immunity.
Yes, most of the immunity, yes, they are untouchable. But after, there is no reason whatsoever to have stopped our organized legal system to be able to deal with these issues squarely. Some legal technicalities of some nonsense process technicality will keep on giving sway to these people to move around. Like the case of Yahaya Bello and co. and so many other people. There are some ex-governors who have issues over 10 years ago, still outstanding. So that is why you see we are having all these lapses. If they won after office, you have case. No matter who you are, you should not be allowed to even move around in Nigeria, talk less of going out of Nigeria. How can they be seen that you are chasing ex-governor, chasing ex-minister, chasing ex-who? The Yahaya Bello case is a peculiar case that is so open. I've never seen a very reckless individual in hierarchy of leadership that has been so unconcerned with the system, concerned with the law, concerned with the people he is ruling. And these evidence are very apparent, irrespective of the fact that it's in the media. Go down to the state, you are going to see it. So it is so annoying that we cannot have this man put to book, brought to the justice. They are allowing us, in fact, even the sitting governor that aided this man should not be allowed to stay there. Because it's an abuse to our own democratic system. It's an abuse to our own constitution. And at the same time, a very abuse to our common sense of humanity in Nigeria.
Right.
And this thing is telling negatively on us as Nigerians. So for goodness sake, the judicial system should sit up, because most of the issues lie on them. Some of us come from that state, and we know the kind of pain our people went through during the time of this man, and even till the end of this election. Look at the case of the election ongoing. Right. It's so terrible and so disheartening. As if this is not Nigeria, as if we don't have law, as if we don't have institutions that are supposed to guard against all these mishaps. So if it continues like this, definitely we are not going to make it.
Yeah. I really appreciate you for sharing that thought with us this morning. And I quite agree with you on so many of the points. It's a lose-lose for us if things continue this way.
Yeah,
regardless of whether you like Yahaya Bello or not, whether you appreciate the efforts of the EFCC or not, the optics doesn't look good.
Indeed.
It doesn't. There's no way to spin it to make it look like this is normal, because there's nothing normal about what is happening right now.
It's not normal. The international community will be laughing at us at this point.
Let's speak to our next caller then.
Yes, Abubakar.
Hello, good morning. Abubakar, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Taraba State.
From Taraba State. Go ahead, Abubakar, from Taraba State.
Taraba State. What I'm saying is, look at the type of governance we have in Nigeria, where a sitting governor is covering that going governor. Is it good for our system to be going like this? I think there is need for change in daily activities, especially our governors and others who are in government. That's my contribution.
Okay. Thank you very much, Abubakar, for that. Yes, in case you don't know what Abubakar is talking about, the Kogi State government has come to the defense of the former governor to say that the allegations are false, they're baseless. In fact, these funds that EFCC is looking into are not necessarily missing. But then again, a lot of people question that kind of support by saying, yes, of course, the current administration would say it because Yahaya Bello engineered their victory, single-handedly chose his successor. So what do you expect the successor to say and do? So it just muddies the water, Summaya.
Yeah, it did. And in the case of course, the present governor Ododo coming to the residence of the past governor and then taking him in his car, using that immunity as a power to take him out. I mean, the EFCC official reaction says Governor Ododo's action, and they warned against that action, saying it is a criminal offense to obstruct its officers from carrying out their lawful duties. So, I mean, there's expected reactions also from the EFCC on the present government. And let's not forget, the charge is about $235 million. Now, when you look at this allegation, this large sum of money, and then you go back to Kogi State, you ask yourself, has something been done, in the period of the 8 years of the former governor on the Kogi people and, of course, the infrastructure when it comes to Kogi State to measure up to say, okay, fine, even if there's this huge amount of money, at least Kogi people has felt the impact of the former governor. But this is ongoing, and a lot of situations are happening, are unfolding, but it definitely does not look good on the country. I mean, if we're fighting corruption, then nothing should be blocked. But then the fact of this witch hunting thing keeps coming. I mean, if it's someone that, of course, your loyalty lies with, then people easily come to defense and use the word witch hunting. But I don't blame Nigerians for feeling it's a witch hunt, because they feel a lot of people are getting away with, the same crimes. All right, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location.
Yes, my name is Abubakar.
Hassan, where are you calling us from?
From Bida.
From Bida, Niger State. Right. Go ahead.
Please, they should deal with Yahaya Bello. He's a criminal. Because by the time Yahaya Bello is a governor, he punished many people. That one of the directors died in Kogi State because he didn't give them money. He didn't pay their salary by that time. About 6 months, he didn't pay their salary. He's a criminal.
Well, I'm afraid I have to push back on that, because we can't unilaterally say that until
collect money with him. He's a criminal. President governor, a lot of this. The
allegations.
Okay. I understand your sentiment on this one, but let's just be very clear. Until a court finds you guilty, no one is allowed to say that you're guilty of anything. You can have an opinion about his performance.
Bye-bye, sir. Bye-bye.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Yes, but let's also remember the decorum, right? We cannot slander someone who is not found guilty by any court of in the country. So let's move on to our next caller, who's going to be our last caller for this segment. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Mohammed on the line.
Mohammed, where are you calling from?
Mohammed from Kogi.
Sorry, come again?
Speak louder.
From Kogi.
From Kogi, right. Good to hear from someone in Kogi again. Go ahead. Where do you stand on this whole saga?
See, what I am seeing in this issue, in some case like this, the problem we are having is from, it's not just today that it's happening. You understand? So some of issues like this are politically. So to me, I think it's the sitting governor that now said this person, what he did is wrong, or this is what he did. Then the EFCC will now come on board to come and investigate. So the sitting governor are not yet said what this person do is wrong. Now EFCC are now coming on board, meaning it's the people around the corner that sponsor the EFCC.
Well, we understand that the investigation began when he was still governor of Kogi State.
Yes. still, but the person that is now in power now is supposed to say that this person, this is what I see in his file. We now present it to EFCC. So it's people around the corner that are now bringing issue out, not the sitting governor, not the. So what they are doing, politics.
Right. You don't think that Ododo would have a conflict of interest if he says anything about this case? Because a lot of people say he's not only the incumbent governor that was anointed by Yahaya Bello, but he's also related to him in that manner, politically and otherwise. Don't you think that the sitting governor's involvement is rather suspicious, if that's what you're saying? Okay, Mohammed, thank you most kindly for joining the conversation. Anyway, it's good to start to start the conversation with people from Kogi and also because their opinion really matters. Because one of their political leaders, is the main man, the main character in this yet another Nigeria exclusive drama that is pitting him against the EFCC with regards to this one. I can tell you that they're going to sit on the case regarding his order that stops the EFCC from investigating. They'll be listening, they'll be hearing today, and hopefully we'll get something conclusive from that hearing. So stay tuned and find out on Trust TV as the development continues to unfold. That is it for the Daybreak interactive session. Thank you for joining the conversation. For those of you who tried unsuccessfully, we'll do this yet again on the next episode.